Tracey, 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 Tracey. Tracey has been playing with me for the third time now in this third book, and I am so honored to have you in this continued expansion of just sharing and shining. Tell us, Tracey, tell us about you, please.
Oh, well, what can I say? It's an addictive process working with you, Mary. So my name is Tracey Rampling Brown, and I'm a certified moonologer and moon manifestation coach. And one of the things that really drew me to Sacred Surrender was because I had participated in Mary's other two books, Aligned Leaders, which was all about sage wisdom from women wanting to, who have, thrown off the shackles of societal expectation and stepped into their gifts with no regret. And then I did Wholehearted Leaders, which actually came out on New Year's Eve. So it's only brand spanking new. And that one was all about, wisdom and guidance for living authentically. And so then when Sacred Surrender was released, and it was really about that, surrendering to the sweetness of life and stepping into your divinity and leading courageously from that place, it not only was it like a natural kind of progression from the other two books in terms of like the flavor of the story, right? The progression of the story. But also one of the things that I found through this process of working with the lunar cycles is that particularly as women or people who are in their feminine, so and Payman too, who is very in touch with his spirituality, like as we reconnect with this this sacred ancestral wisdom, right, it's really reintegrating that divinity within us and embodying that courage to just be exactly who we are in all of our perfect imperfection, and irrespective of what anybody else thinks, societal expectations, it really doesn't matter. It's all about surrendering to being exactly who we are and leading from that place. And I was just like, oh, I love it. And Mary sent me the cover like very early on in the piece. She was like, oh, what do you think of this design? And I was just like, oh, like you've just nailed it. Like, this is beautiful. The tree of life, everything about it. I was just so in love, and I could, how could I say no to that? How could I say no?
Listen, it's a yes time. It's a yes time. It's the time to say yes. If you've ever wanted to practice saying the word, yes, yes, yes. And that cover was a download. And you know what I said when it downloaded? Yes. Yes, I'll try to find somebody who can figure out exactly what I'm trying to say. It's all a yes. A brilliant, beautiful yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've been saying yes to you ever since I met you in July. Just like every time you're like, hey, Trace. And I'm like, yes. Yes, Mary, yes. 1,000 times yes.
1,000 times yes. 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 Payman.
Yes, no. Tracey, it's good to see you here again, because I remember back in June of last year, we connected and we had a wonderful conversation. Even the podcast episode were one of the longest. And then before and after, you were gracious enough to, to give me some good tips. I will never forget that. So, and that was what planted the seed in my mind. Hey, podcasting can actually be monetized, not just be something you just like, I wouldn't say waste of time, but just, just doing it for fun. So you were one of the first to actually planted the seed in my mind. So I will always be grateful for that. And remember that. So thank you for that.
That just fills my heart with so much joy, Payman. I love that not only did we have such an amazing, expansive conversation on the podcast, but then afterwards as well, but then that it actually turned into something amazing. And because yes. I do recall, you'd been saying, look, Trace, I've been thinking about maybe offering this service, and we talked about it, and now it's grown into something that is amazing. And you're like, how many people on this call or how many people in this book have actually already done your course?
Quite a few,
I know a number of our collaborators have. So,
yes.
That is, it's such a thrill. And I think we've got another episode coming up in a few weeks as well.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to have you back on to catch up. And especially one thing you mentioned about I told you last time we spoke, my brother-in-law is Italian from Naples, and I always tease him, hey, I'm gonna give you your favorite pizza with pineapple on it. And each time he said, no, like I can't. So I will never forget that story that you said there was this pizzeria beside you where the Italians, they go sneakingly order the pizza with pineapple. They make sure, please don't tell anyone else.
Yeah, I know. My daughter loves that pizzeria.
I love it too. I love pineapple.
My son thinks it's an absolute abomination that she does that. But that's like the only pizza she wants to order, I think, because it's such a novelty and because she knows it annoys her brother. So she's just like, yeah, I'll have the wine, thanks.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when we meet together in Sedona, I'll make sure to have pizza with pineapple just for you.
Sounds good to me.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
a date.
For me.
Yes,
Awesome.
to Sedona. I wanted to anchor something in, Payman, that you said. I felt like you absolutely can make tons of money playing. I just
Exactly.
want to anchor that into to all that get a chance to feel into this energetic piece that Payman's going to put out. You absolutely can make tons of money playing.
Absolutely. For me, it's not just about playing, but also playing while having impact. That's the ultimate way of making money because,
and it is aligned with all that energy of
Yeah,
prosperity.
exactly.
It just needs to anchor in.